welcome back to Bleach. This is Thousand Year Blood War, Season 2, Episode 20. I am the Edge. It's been a minute for me. Last time, we had Rukia's Bankai, probably one of my favorite episodes. I don't want to put a number on it, but it was definitely one of my favorite episodes of the whole show and, the entire series. Just so good, from the voice acting to the spectacle, to the combat itself, the character growth for both Byakuya and Rukia. Just such a good episode. And then also teasing what looks like Yachiru and Nisane versus a Stern Ritter. We'll see. But yeah, I'm very excited to see where we go. So let's just get into this. Oh, yep, we're picking right back up with them. Vanishing point. It's like punch him again. Oh shit. Oh no. Yeah, okay. Damn. So he's got some sort of invisibility, mind erasing, all the kinds of things of object permanence. Girl, we're just gonna keep punching and punching and punching. I mean, that's who she is. Why? Sorry, the bar was still there. Girl, what do you mean he's a friend or foe? Isane, I just need you to be healing her. That's she's the fighter, you're the healer. Let's keep this up. Oh, let's get into a fight. I vaguely remember her Shikai, so. Oh God, please, 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 please. Oh. What? What does that mean? Oh, okay, it just like triplicates her. Her imaginary friends. Please. Well, her Shikai is those creatures, right? It's not necessarily a sword, it's the imaginary friend. Is he dead? Oh. Oh no. Product of your imagination. What? Who the fuck is this one now? Did he make that dude up, or are they just having a power struggle here between Stern Ritter? They're not dead. There's no way. Oh my god. You can just imagine anything to happen. What? He said genjutsu. It's like, that's basically what it is, right? It's not actual, right? Yeah, she's been dead. It's been a bit. It's been like 10 episodes. Not right now. Let's focus. Come on. Nice. Oh god. They're not dead though, right? Yeah. I mean, there's no way they're dead. Okay, good. She's out there with the captains, healing them. Cool. Whatever. Let's let Kenpachi deal with this. Genjutsu. The Visionary. Is he the real V? He's the real V. So the other dude is just... He was a project of imagination. I am Edge. Oh, it's cute. God, that was so horrifying with Yachiru's arms. Like, you know, what are the limits with his power set is kind of my question. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Get out of there. Imagine. Cut his head off. Rip his throat out. Something. I don't know. Something. Her bones are cookies. Please. I was gonna say, what if Kenpachi's just too dumb to understand? Like, is that gonna trump the dude's power? Oh no! Please, 1 hour. Who do you think he is? Oh. Oh, this dude asking. Oh. He can't fathom Kenpachi. Please. Oh my god. This is crazy. Like, this one, never be possible in the old Bleach. Shit. Kenpachi finally met someone who's as crazy as him. Cut his head off, dude. Oh. Did he cut a V? He didn't even release yet. Oh, you gave him the wrong words, Kenpachi. You shouldn't have said that. Of course. I was gonna say, when is he gonna start cloning himself? That makes sense, right? Never got a meteor before. He knows his Stop-Lactose name. It's going through the barrier. He said I'm built different. Drink. Nozarashi. She is the sword. Yeah. Oh, turn into the younger him. Ah! You idiot. You fucking idiot. Look at that thing. It's so ridiculous. There's nothing I cannot cut. Is that his sword? It's just I can cut anything. Oh. Ah. What, he imagined a bomb? And? Bitch. What about it? It's a bomb. I was like, what the fuck is this kid doing? Ah! Oh. Oh my god. He really just Uno reverse, you know, he just like, nuh-uh. That was what the fight was. Nuh-uh. And like, I'm not even the biggest Araki fan. Like, I think, to be honest, he's overhyped. But this episode really did great for him. Oh, that's the end of the episode? Oh my god. Oh, is he really dead?
なんだ。確かに僕は君に指一本だって使っちゃいない。
Okay.
まあ死んだ
Yeah,
の
I
は
was
僕
like,
なんだけどさ。
Kenpachi just seems so like nonplussed by this whole situation. Smash the brain.
ひざまずかせたくて。
Deathstroke. What does that mean? What's that about? I don't. They kind of hinted at it, but again, I read the manga way back when it was releasing. I think isn't Yachiru Lieutenant Kuja Shishi? I forget her name. You know who I'm talking about. She is Zaraki's Shikai. It's kind of like a Stark and the Lynette situation, I believe, right? So that's why they had that little flashback scene of like, what's your name? Oh, you don't have one, huh? And that's why he never knew her name. He gave her a fake name, so that's why he never had his Shikai form before, because that's really his Shikai is Yachiru. And then, because it also kind of mirrors the earlier part of this episode where Yachiru releases, you know, Senju Kappo or whatever it was called. I think she was saying like her Shikai was, I can cut anything. And then Isane makes a point of like, that's weird, her sword didn't release at all. Because she is a Shikai. She doesn't have a Shikai because she's not really a Soul Reaper at all. She's just Zaraki's sword. And then that's what his actual Shikai is. He can cut anything. Like literally, he can cut anything with his sword. That's such a stupid Shikai, but it's also so on brand with him. It's like, well, I almost lost the fight, so I had to use two hands. So yeah, like I said, I think that's what's happening here. So Yachiru is really his Shikai. That's why we didn't see her after he released Nozarashi. But I kind of talked about it during this episode, but just this fight could never have happened in the old Bleach. I'm so glad, intentional or not, I'm so glad there was a hiatus between the Fullbringer arc and Thousand Year Blood War, because even like graphically, I think, graphically, whatever. As far as what it looks like, I think the animation, like during the Fullbringer arc, had some really great high points. Like especially obviously the last couple episodes with Ginjo and Ichigo. That was a really great fight. I'm not a Fullbring hater. I really love the Fullbring arc. I think it was a great psychological moment. Anyways, I think the animation style back then was great. But what I'm saying as far as this could not have been made 10 years ago, whatever, is because I just don't like when you think of original Bleach. Yes, they have Stark, who's a gunslinger, and you have Soifon's Bankai, which is like a bazooka, but you just don't think of like the modernness, the modernity that is Bleach. It's supposed to take place during modern times. I don't know if there's like a set year that it takes place necessarily, but it's with all the soul I was gonna say soul bringers, all the soul reapers and everybody. It feels very feudal Japan. It feels very back in the day at times. Even though they are fantastical beings, I think the Quincy do have a sort of modernity to them that makes it kind of grounded in reality. I mean, even their aesthetic to an extent, obviously it's supposed to be German, very much like Nazi Germany specifically. So that kind of puts a time frame on the show as well. And, it puts an expectation, I guess, of what time you're in as well. So just seeing things like a bunch of AK-47s, missiles and this freaking meteor, outer space, like all that stuff is just so modern and futuristic that it's weird to think. I just really could not see that in the old animation style in the past, so to say. So I just really appreciate, one of the many reasons why I appreciate the wait is because it really did create this almost different environment of what the Thousand Year Blood War is. It really kind of, I don't know, it was just that was what was going through my head. It's just like, this is so modern and so unique, different, that it would not have been, you know, if you could like imagine what the Blood War would have looked like in old Bleach style, I don't think they would have had the creativity, the forethought to include a scene like that. You know, I don't know if in the manga this is the kind of, you know, if they really went into depth in this Gremmy versus Ginpachi fight. You know, I don't think necessarily it was like frame by frame here. I feel like a lot of these big fights are getting expanded. A lot of liberty is being taken with what is shown. So that's what I'm trying to say is like, you know, I'm glad that they are able to expound upon the source material and just elevate it to an extent. Also with this fight, I think it's interesting. It's but it's interesting that, you know, Gremmy is obviously our villain. He's our Sternritter we're fighting, but just the way he's narrating so much, it makes him feel like the protagonist of the episode. And so, you know, Kenpachi is obviously the one we're supposed to be rooting for as our hero. They've done this a couple times throughout the series, but it's always fun and a unique take on storytelling when our main character, you know, our good guys, quote unquote, are sort of depicted as the villain, and we don't really get to know what's going on in their heads a lot. You know, we're being narrated through this whole episode by Gremmy, and like his thought process of like, am I losing? No, I can't do that. Apologies, by the way, for how I sound. I'm getting over a flu, so I got a bit of phlegm, snot right here in my throat. It's getting worked up as I'm talking more and more. But yeah, it's really cool to see. You know, it really elevates Zaraki as this otherworldly being, this unknowable thing, because we don't get to see his side of the story, really. It's just Gremmy and what he's projecting onto Zaraki. Great episode. I loved it so much. Not as much, I think, not as much as Rukia Bankai moment, but this was still a great episode. Still a lot of fun. And again, just so much things to think about as far as the storytelling and how they're depicting our characters. I have no idea what next episode is going to be about. I don't recognize that voice, the character design. So we'll see where we go from here. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.